And action.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. Okay, this is literally one of my favorite scenes because this whole movie is kind of like action packed, and this part is so fun and really like upbeat. So the cinematography, the camera things. There's a lot of close-up POVs and full shots and and medium shots. This was directed by Louis Leterrier and Corey Yuen. The beginning is really cool because like it is really funny because he comes up to the door and this guy is just like, and it's really funny. Which is really cool too because the transition of the guy, we see the perspective, his POV of like literally death at the door, and that's really fun to deal with. And yeah, there's a lot of blurry shots of men getting up and making it seem like, so it's kind of like a technique to make it seem like they have fast reflexes and such. Wow. And it feels like the camera has its own character because it's reacting just as fast. It's like if we were there, we would be doing this too, and the camera's doing this too. And yeah, that's what I was gonna put. I forgot to put that meme there. But yeah, and they also have slow motion things. Like it's also like it's really fast, but it's also really slow because of when he's catching the gun and such. And then the focus on the camera too. So when he's pointing the gun at the guy who's like on the mirror, the camera focuses on the gun and then to his face and then back to the gun and then back to his face again, and it just makes it seem more dramatic and such. We see a shot of him standing in front of a mirror, which can be interpreted in like a lot of ways. And in the tomahawk scene where the camera follows him really close, and it just makes it more like ominous, I guess. There's a lot. It changes from low angle shots when they were doing the tomahawk scene, because it shows that he didn't have any weapons and there were tomahawks, and like all he used was a light thing behind him, and that just made it seem like he was inferior to like them, but he wasn't. And then it moves to like a yeah. It was a high angle shot before. I'm sorry. It was a high angle shot before, when he was like in the middle of them and he was punching them, and then it goes to low angle to show that he still had power. Yeah, and then there's the close-ups kind of make it slow as well to remind us what's really happening, and the camera never stops moving in the scene. It feels like the camera is quaking, and it has its own character, which is what I said. I hate talking, I'm shaking. The production design is it's red, which is pretty obvious. It was kind of orangey, but like in the movie it was red. And it stands for revenge, passion, blood, and no mercy. And we don't see this part of him until this scene, and it just shows how merciful he is.
Merciless.
Yeah. The tablecloth was green, was pretty significant. I interpreted it as they were playing a game on him because they were playing cards. They were playing a game on him, but like he just goes like, and he like throws off all the cards in the game. And he's just like, no one's gonna play me games. I ain't playing these games. And that's what I interpreted it as. There was a lot of mirrors, and I interpreted it as like it foreshadows a moment of realization that will happen soon in the movie. Like if you see the whole movie, he like kind of grows a lot, and his reflection shows that he's like he looks both ways, and he's like looking for himself throughout the movie. Like through himself is like, it's not a coming of age story, obviously, but that's kind of what I interpreted it as the mirror parts. And there was also another part of the mirror where he's in front of a mirror, and the tomahawk like hits all the mirrors, and it just shows that he has his own back because he's in front of a mirror and the mirror shows his back. And that's what I thought. The gold on the lights can be a desperate way to show that he needs some light in his life, obviously, because this is what he's doing. And the girl, I didn't talk about the girl at all, but like the girl is also very important throughout the movie. and she's wearing white, and the light was white. So
okay.
The dialogue and the music, that was probably the best thing ever. The music, it was really upbeat. It was really fun to watch, and every time the music would go lower, it would be like nothing's happening. But when it goes more louder and there's like ding ding, it's more funner, and there's a lot of things happening at that point. In the beginning of the scene, there's like the music was on the radio, and then as soon as he breaks the door, it music everywhere. Yeah, and there was a lot of music everywhere. Yeah, there was not a lot of dialogue. All he says is like, "Where's the guy?" And he says it in a serious tone, and that's all there is. He didn't really say anything. There was no like dialogue at all, which was also really cool because this whole scene was like really, and there was no one said anything, which is really cool. The changes in the music also changed the beat throughout the scene. So like when he's walking and then suddenly someone comes up with a tomahawk, the music just goes like ding ding, and it's like, yeah, that's it makes the scene pretty fun. And that's it. That's all.
Oh, thank you, Joanna. Does anyone have any questions?
She's had a question. She literally had a question.
I'm sorry, I didn't raise your
Why did
hand.
you choose that, Jim?
Is that like
Oh,
why?
because I like it.
Me too, I like it.
It's just the music, and he's dancing to
Does
the
anyone
music.
have questions
I
about
guess
the presentation?
And that was
maybe throughout like the scene he was dancing. Maybe he was really interpretive dancing.
Could you
Throughout the
please
scene.
say that fighting is a form of dance?
Yeah, look at that.
He's dancing his
Okay.
dance.
Jose, what's your question?
What's your question?
So he did all of this in the scene just because they broke his car?
Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with the girl? You didn't even know she was there?
No.
So that they eventually like...
You want me to spoil it for you?
No,
Yeah.
No.
That's
No.
why plot.
Okay,
Can you
no.
spoil the movie?
Mr. Steeble doesn't condone spoilers, Marilyn.
Yeah, but it was.
Can we take a
it
vote?
was
I wasn't gonna say, don't ask
spoiled,
questions about the
but
plot.
Marilyn.
Okay,
Mr.
so,
Steeble.
like, through the first beginning of part, he's just delivering a bag, and inside the bag is her, and he didn't know that, and and until she made like a noise, and he didn't really care much about it, but he gave her juice, and then he has 3 rules in the movie. He's don't open the bag, don't ask questions, and there's another one. And he broke all of his rules by interfering and opening the bag. And the girl, he didn't know like what was gonna happen to the girl, but obviously it's not something good if she's in a bag. So he didn't know she was there either. He just went there because they tried to kill him, and all he did was deliver a bag. And he's like, fuck, no one messes with. No one messes. That's why that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Thank you, Joanna. We can cut this and